Hey everybody, Fishman here. Welcome to another video. This is Fishing Blog number 183. And before I get into today's video, I just wanted to show you this guy. This is a Cyanide Tilapia Afro Red Top, and I used to keep this line, and I put a bunch in clients' tanks. This is the only tank that has them still, and I'd like to get some out to breed some more because they're lovely. Unfortunately, the tank's 10 feet long, and you know what it's like to try and catch African cichlids out of anything, so I think they're probably just going to end up staying there. A little while ago, actually quite some time ago, I set this experiment up. This is comparison between whether or not holes in the bottom of the pot make for better root growth and therefore better plant. The one on the left has holes, this one does not, and as you can see, there's no comparison. The one on the right has a large amount of foliage, lots of really good growth, and the one on the left is not. Now, there are obviously other factors involved here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip all this out and take some cuttings and reset this all because, well, a sample size of one is not sufficient, especially seeing how this contradicts my last results with this, and I'm going to do it again, and we'll see what happens. I'll definitely keep you abreast of this. But as it stands, it seems that the holes do not, have any great positive impact. This is a big change. I used to have a huge bog filter on the left, and on the right, you can see in the background, you'll see a closer image of it soon, had a really good growth of Java fern. I have snipped most of that out now. It just needed to be cleaned. I like the sponge filter. I'm going to keep it going, see how it does when it doesn't, when it's not attached to a bog filter. And these are the cuttings I took, and they're going to stay in here. I'm going to keep them away from the African cichlids because they may have had an impact on the one that was on the far left, which is where they tend to hang out. And we'll see how it goes. And I'm going to show you in a second here. This is nice and clean back here, more light, which is nice. I really like that. And this is all set again to to regrow, I guess I should say. The other thing I did is I changed the filter for this tank. It is now one of the better box filters, and well, we'll see how that interacts with the old style humidity planters. So there you go, this is all set up, and it's going to, the left hand tank is going to have a female borlei, you're going to see here near the end of the video. And that one I'm not sure, probably going to be guppies, and the one on the far right, it needs a lot of work. I'm gradually making my way through the fish room. I have actually, believe it or not, pruned this peace lily's roots back. I didn't actually cut the roots themselves. What I do is I go near the top, you'll see it in a few seconds, and just snipped near the base and then pulled the whole root out. I didn't want to take too much out because, well, it may drastically impact the health of the plant. This is what it was before. As you can see, this is one of the things I don't like about immersed plants. They end up with so many roots in the tank that it inhibits the fish to be able to move around. These are gardenized, so they don't really care, but in general, it's just too much. So what I've done is, you can see near the bottom there, is I would take one of those roots that are coming out near the base of the plant, and then instead of going down through the pot, they just went straight into the tank. So I snipped about 4 or 5 of those off, pulled them out. We'll give it a week, make sure that there's not, unduly impacted, and I'm going to continue doing that until we get it down to a reasonable size. The bog filter produced this. This is one, well, I don't think it's entirely one Java fern, but it is all attached. This also needs to be drastically cut back and distributed through my tanks. The funny thing is a Java fern is one of the few plants I just don't like throwing any of it out, no matter how bad it is. Or how, in this case, how big it is. So, I don't know. Well, we'll figure something out. I mean, unfortunately, I put it in a lot of tanks. You can see the one on the right doesn't have any fish at the moment, but it is just packed with Java fern now. Even the one on the left has too much. So, I need to figure something out with that. As I gradually go through all the tanks, I will, of course, create more room for Java fern, but we'll have to see. I'm not sure. I'll probably end up having to toss some of it, but that is one of those things you have to do, which is weird because I throw out tons of other plants. It doesn't bother me at all. So this is the largest Haplochromis borlei female I have. And as you can see, she has a very large mouthful. I am very pleased. I have not kept a spawn of these. They've spawned numerous times. I haven't bothered collecting any of the fry for a while because, well, they are very large fish, and I don't really have a whole lot of tanks for them to go in. But one of the dangers of doing that is you end up with no viable breeders again, and you just end up having a lost line. So I put in a little bit of hornwort a little while ago, last week actually, and so far so good. Well, it doesn't mean anything, of course, because it's just way too new. I'm going to keep it going. We'll see how it goes. These tanks are looking exactly how I like them now. I have culled out most of the ones on the right. I've done a little bit of culling on the one on the left, but there's still some more that needs to be done. And I want to set up at least one more tank for breeding guppies. I can see one or two fish there that I would pull out. And yeah, I'm going to keep that going. This is such a lovely change. I tried so many different ways with just the under gravel and the high humidity planter to get this tank to become clear. The only thing I did differently is I put in the box filter and crystal clear. I put a short up about that last week, and yeah, I'm very happy with this. I'm very happy with this style of filter in general. So once I take all the stuff in the back, it'll go in the back, and well, one of those filters is in this tank right here, and you can't see it at all, so it gets quite disguised. That one definitely needs more pruning as well, as does the one on the left. Funny thing is, plants just grow so fast, you just hard to keep up with it all. But anyway, it's coming along. The fish room has a ways to go, but it's much better now. One of the things I did is I took down my 2 cultures of Daphnia. Excuse me. The reason being is they both had duckweed in them. And, well, as I'm trying to get rid of all the duckweed out of my systems, so I reset them, cleaned them completely out, filled them full of green water, and put in, you can see the moina there. I bought a couple packages of it and sprinkled it on the surface, and I'll get the cultures going again. Without duckweed, of course. So there you go. That is most of what I've done. That's actually a fair amount of updates for 1 week. I mean, I do try to keep up doing as many as I can. This tank here, obviously I need to pull out a couple pairs and put them in with my new tank for spawning white clouds. That should be coming up really soon, because I am getting ahead of this sufficiently now that I should have time to do that. I really like this male. I call it an OB zebra, but it's not actually an orange blotch. You can see it's got more blue blotch in it, so I don't think there's actually a name for that. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. These guys are growing. Leave comments, let me know what you think about everything, and well, I'll see you in the next video, and bye for now.